Hey guys, it's me Harsh and I welcome you back to my channel Baking Vibes.
Today we will learn the recipe of the delicious snack called garlic knots. Let's take a look at the ingredients. We need all-purpose flour 1 and 3/4 cups, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of instant dry yeast, 2 teaspoons of sugar, 1 and a half tablespoons of olive oil, and finally half cup of warm water.
Let's soup up the ingredients.
First, let us prepare the wet ingredients. So, in this warm water, we will add our sugar and our instant dry yeast, and we will mix it until it's well combined. Once well mixed, we will cover it and keep it in a warm place for the yeast to activate. Now let's start with the dry ingredients. So to the flour add the salt and the garlic powder, and we will just mix it until it's all well incorporated and well mixed. Let's check on the yeast mixture. After 5 minutes you can see there are bubbles on the surface, which means that the yeast has perfectly activated. Let's start making the dough for our garlic knots. So in this dry mixture or the flour, we will prepare a well in the middle, and we will pour in our olive oil right into the well. And the yeast mixture, that is the wet ingredients in this case. Anyhow, I highly recommend, if the yeast does not activate or bloom, please put it in the drain and start using a fresh one. It is very important for the yeast to bloom. Once we have added it, we will give it a generous mix until it's well combined, and then we will switch from a spoon to our hands and start kneading the dough. Let's start kneading the dough. Now we have to knead this dough for about 5 to 10 minutes so that we develop a high amount of gluten in the dough, and when we bake it, a very soft bread is formed. After kneading the dough for about 5 to 10 minutes approximately, you all can see the dough has become very smooth in texture, and when we form a ball out of it, there are no cracks on the top. So we will just tuck it into a ball and grease our bowl with olive oil. It is very important to grease the bowl with olive oil, and we will also apply a little bit of the olive oil on the top of the dough ball so that we will prevent the dough on the top from drying up and cracking up. After we have perfectly greased the bowl and the dough in olive oil, we will cover it and keep it in a warm place for resting for about 2 hours minimum, because this dough has to at least double in volume. Now let's prepare the garlic butter, for which in here I have some soft butter, in which we will be adding some garlic cloves which are finely chopped, half teaspoon of black pepper powder, and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Today I am using salted butter, that's why I am not adding any salt. If you are using unsalted butter, you can add a bit of salt to it. Now we will give it a generous mix so that everything is well combined. Our dough has been resting for about 2 hours. This is how the dough should look like, about doubled up in volume. Now we will just puncture it by punching the dough and letting out the air. After that, we will just knead the dough for about 1 to 2 minutes. I have transferred the dough on a flat surface. Here I have a rolling board. We will just shape the dough into a log After we have shaped the dough into a log, we will cut the dough into small pieces like this and then roll it into a ball. These balls will be used to make garlic knots. Let's prepare these. This is how a garlic knot looks like before baking. I will just transfer this to a baking sheet which is lined with oil, and now I will show you how to make a garlic knot. First, we will take one of the balls that we prepared earlier and then we will roll it out using a rolling pin into a long oblong shape such as an oval or a rectangle. The dough has to be handled very carefully as it is very soft and can tear very easily. We do not want to tear it, but it has to be a little bit thin. Once we reach the desired shape and the size of our dough, we will apply some garlic butter in the center of this shape or rectangle. This butter will give it the extra garlic flavor and a little bit of softness to it. After applying the garlic butter, we will apply a little bit of water on one side of the shape. This will help us to stick the dough. Now we will pinch the dough from one end to the other, bringing back the two ends together and making a rope-like shape. The water will help us stick the dough to one another. After we pinch it, we will just slightly roll it to form a nice long shape. And then we just have to lift our dough rope and then make some sort of a loop. As you can see, this is a loop, and then bring the other end right under the loop and over it. This will make a knot, just like a simple knot that you tie. This is a knot, a garlic knot. Let's prepare all of these. We will bake our garlic knots at 180 degrees Celsius for about 15 to 20 minutes or until you can see a slight brown color on top. I have baked my garlic knots already and I will just cut open one to show you. See how soft the bread is and it is fully cooked. There is no raw dough in it. I hope you enjoyed this simple snack recipe of garlic knots. Don't forget to like this video and share it with all your friends and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell for any updates.